Greetings and salutations. It is your humble correspondent here, El Jefe, otherwise known as David DeFord at DeFord Insurance Group. I'm here with a couple of friends in the business, Mr. Tim, Mr. Julian. How y'all doing today?
Pretty good, pretty good. Hope
Doing
you are as
good.
well.
How are you doing?
Fantastic. Of course, we're here to talk about 77-cent Facebook final expense leads. Who else wants them? I know I do. So the purpose of this video is to kind of give you some insight onto what these two guys have been doing as far as generating leads in the final expense space at an affordable rate, and to kind of give you some background about how they're making it work and the details behind it. So first question to get started, have you guys been doing it? We hear about leads that they're going up in price. I've seen some people who do self-generation of leads that are over $10 a lead. Used to be, less than that back in the day, but you guys are obviously way lower. What are you doing differently?
Yeah, so, first off, just want to thank you for having us on here. We really appreciate the opportunity to share this knowledge with your audience and, teach everybody what we're doing. So what we realized when we started looking around at what other lead vendors and IMOs and people who are running Facebook leads are doing, we realized that insurance marketers are really lazy. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. When I say that, it's because the margins with selling a final expense policy or, getting a Medicare client and having them on a renewal, your profit margin is so high, right? And so because of that, we have a lot of room to spend money on leads. And so these insurance marketers, they can sell leads to you for $20, $25 a pop. And if you're a good salesperson, you're still making money on closing those deals. So we started looking at other industries that have smaller profit margins. I have a background in e-commerce. We looked at the solar industry, big media, pharmaceuticals, lots of different people out there. And we looked at the tactics that they're using for their marketing, using bright colors, touching more so on human emotion instead of just, throwing up like a giveaway ad or something. And we brought those tactics over to the insurance industry and we're able to replicate that to get lower cost leads.
Cool. So in case you guys don't know who Tim and Julian are, I'm going to give them the opportunity here to tell us about your background, guys, and more specifically what your experience has been with Facebook ads and how you got into the business.
Absolutely. So I'll start off. I'm the one that has most of the experience with Facebook ads. I've been running Facebook ads for about almost 6 years now. I started when I was 15. I'm almost 21. So I was driving traffic before I was able to drive a car, and started off kind of doing like e-commerce, drop shipping, and selling stuff over the internet. I ended up getting an internship at a marketing agency. They went on to be one of the fastest growing internet agencies in the country. So I learned a lot from them and was able to replicate that within my own business. So I was able to grow and scale a couple different e-commerce stores. One of them almost up to $700,000 in revenue. I was able to sell that. And then Julian, he's actually the one that got me into the insurance business. So I'll let him tell his story as far as how he got recruited, and then he'll touch back over to me and talk about how I got into it.
Yeah, what a story. So I was at the time I was waiting tables, and I was kind of wondering. I've always been a big dreamer. I ended up in another MLM. Amway, if y'all know what that is. I'm sure some of y'all are thinking, good God, but had a fun experience with that myself. Actually, I met this guy, sold him a gym membership, that's how we became friends. And so we kept in touch over time. I was waiting tables, and, some guy came in, kind of seemed like a corporate mustache, and told me that he liked my work ethic, he liked the way I talk, and asked me what I wanted to do. I told him I was really interested in sales and business, and I didn't really see myself doing anything else. I wanted to be in that space, but I wasn't sure how to get in. If you don't have experience in the job market, it's kind of difficult to find out, where to go. So he said, you know what? We work with business owners. My first reaction was, good Lord, this is another one of those pyramid schemes. And while it's not a pyramid scheme, it definitely was an MLM. Company, and I ended up getting in, brought on 4 of my friends, Tim here being one of them. I had sales experience in the past. I sold real estate, sold gym memberships, and I ended up in my first 2.5 months. For the first 2.5 months, I was top 3 in the company on the nationwide leaderboard for one of the biggest IMOs. And whenever I ended up working with Tim, it was his first sales job. He had some experience in solar, setting appointments. Once we got him trained up, he was top 5 on the same leaderboard that I was on. And, it was honestly a pretty cool experience, but, we saw a lot of room for growth in the margin. And that's kind of how we got to where we're at currently.
So back to the leads, the one thing anybody with a brain would wonder is if you're getting leads cheap, doesn't that mean the quality's cheap? Can you address how the quality has been with the leads you guys have been generating?
Yeah. So, one thing that I've always kind of lived by is you got to practice what you preach. And so when we started generating these leads, we had a few things in mind. First, we wanted to give agents the opportunity to get out of MLM MLM companies, MLM opportunities, whatever you want to call them, right? Where they're working their leads and they're kind of more or less a slave to their master, the master being a lead source. We've also seen a lot of agents that are working with lead vendors, and there's constant dissatisfaction in group messages that we're in, friends that we talk to in the business. It's the lifeblood of being an insurance agent or an insurance broker, more or less. And so, we were looking at that, thinking of a way that we could keep it in-house and also offer value to the marketplace. And so we tested it out, and I started working these leads myself. Got Tim on the phones as well with me. I'm closing about 1 in 8 policies, 1 in 8 leads with a policy currently. Seeing a lot of success with that. I am calling, out of state, nationwide a lot. So I do have to call an extra time or two every now and again, especially the further across the country I get. Absolutely. I've noticed, if I'm in a different time zone, California, Texas, Arizona is a little bit different there, but we've seen automatic appointments being set through the CRM. One of the guys that we're working with he made his first sale off of an auto set appointment.
He was pretty excited about that.
yeah, he thought that was awesome. And to us, it's normal now, but thinking from his position, having seen that's pretty wild. So
absolutely.
Really like what we're seeing there so far. Going to continue to work with that system and use it to scale it through our agency as well.
Yeah, and to touch a little bit more on the quality of the leads, a lot of times when agents are used to seeing cheap leads, they're used to seeing low quality. And the reason why is it's all about what ad is being put in front of the consumer, right? If I throw something up on Facebook that's talking about, I'm going to flash an ad on the screen right here of exactly what I'm referring to, but fill out this survey to get 2 free gifts. You're going to get a lot of cheap leads, but there's no intent behind them. If you throw up win a free iPad if you fill out this survey, or a trip to the Maldives, or whatever all these lead vendors are doing, right? You're not going to see high quality, but you're going to get a lot of leads for a very low price. So we're not doing any of that, and that's the common misconception I think you're referring to, David. What we're doing that's a little bit different, like I was saying, we're borrowing these tactics from other industries, with e-commerce, having to get a cost per purchase for less than the product you're selling, which is not, a $600 to $1,000 insurance policy. It's like a $20 product. So your cost to get a purchase has to be under $20, when the cost to get a lead for even somebody to talk to with insurance is around that price. So by bringing in those other tactics and straying away from all these, free giveaway things and all that, we're able to keep the costs low, but also have high intent leads that actually know that it's about life insurance.
Yeah, so you guys are offering a program that basically teaches agents how to do this. This isn't something that's necessarily just for your agency only. Can you go into more detail about kind of how it works and what the offer is?
Yeah, so after we had our contracts held for 6 months, that's when we developed this whole system. That was quite an interesting time period.
Oh yeah.
So we read a bunch of books on marketing, really touched up on the topic, refreshed myself as far as everything I was doing with Facebook, and got back into the scene. And we built this whole system, right? And we've put this together into a 7-module course. And this course is different from any other one that is out in the market right now. We know because we've actually bought a couple of them.
Yep.
We go way more in depth into how to set everything up, different strategies with running your ads, different strategies as far as how to scale them. Because a lot of these courses will teach you how to set everything up, but then they leave you right there, right? And that's like, giving you a car, but not giving you the keys or any gas to drive anywhere. If you get the vehicle, that's great. But if you're not going anywhere, it doesn't matter. So we have a whole module that's talking about testing and continuing to scale up so that you can have a consistent lead flow. You're not going to just set this up one time and then 2 weeks later you're paying $60 a lead again and you're going right back to your lead vendor buying leads. But it's designed to walk you, if you've never ran Facebook ads before or don't even know who Mark Zuckerberg is, you'll still be able to apply this. You just have to go straight through all of the modules, follow it step by step, and we show you everything that you need to know to get your first campaign up and start running it within under 4 hours.
Cool. Fast. We like fast results for sure. And it's good to get some direction on setting Facebook up. So awesome. So another thing, a couple of things here. You guys mentioned that you run an agency, you're recruiting agents. Conceivably using the same program that you're offering as a service to other people who aren't necessarily in your agency, right? So this is a thing that's open to anybody that wants to buy. Why sell this and create competition?
Yeah, well, David, one thing that we kind of, when we're doing this program for everyone else, we don't really view it as competition because the industry is already going in this direction anyways. And since the industry is going in this direction, it might as well be Tim and I that are going to help these agents take their business to the next level instead of someone else out there that's just going to show them how to set up Facebook and then leave them dead in the water. And in regards to, what we're doing with the agency and everything, the training that is in the course will teach you everything you need to know about Facebook. And they do get some sales training from me as well in this course. I teach them basically how to build a script. I teach them how to sell, how to talk to people over the phone, how to handle objections, how to build rapport. If you have never sold and you jumped into this course and you do the Facebook, you do the sales, you will close deals. You will be successful. And so while we are building the agency, we are, putting the course out there, I don't really think that it's going to create any competition because for the people that get to work with us, they do get a little bit more of an in-depth perspective of what we do here. And they also are going to get that personal touch, but the course will teach anybody who is doing this or wants to do this how to get from 0 to hero or from average to savage is what Tim and I like to say, kind of joking around, but in all seriousness, that's basically where we're trying to take people and get them away from the companies that have them more or less on the hook.
Yeah, as well. In addition to that, one of the things that we've kind of tried to model our business after is if you offer value, people will give you value in return. Yep. And so while we are, technically sharing our secret formula, as some people would say, we don't really view it that way because we're offering value to agents, teaching them how to grow their business, teaching them how to cut their lead costs by a tenth of the price, basically. So they're cutting their costs by 90%. And if we're offering that level of value to agents at an affordable price that anybody getting into the business can afford, we view that will come back and pay dividends to us in the future,
Yep.
as we're building our agency and getting our name out there within the business.
Absolutely.
So last thing here I want to discuss with you before you kind of tell us what next steps to take. Full transparency. A lot of my audience have been with me for months, if not years. And I've talked about other programs out there that involve the same strategy of doing Facebook marketing, other things, self-generation leads. So one question everybody's going to ask that wants to generate leads as cheaply and have high quality simultaneously is what makes you guys different from them? Can you kind of give the audience some perspective on kind of differentiating what you do versus competition?
The difference between our course and other courses is we give you everything. We don't give you just the very base level foundation of the house of insurance. We give you the whole thing, right? We show you how to set up Facebook and take it a step further. We condense everything down into how to market, how to sell. You can go from knowing nothing about any of those three skill sets, take this course, and become extremely proficient in all of it. And we've even had there's even one guy that was trying to learn from our course to apply it to basically offering a similar service to what we're doing because there's so much information in it. One of the reviews that we have currently, this guy told us I think he said it was the best bang for his buck that he had spent currently, and that he had never seen such information in depth in regard to Facebook.
Specifically what he said he didn't expect this much in-depth knowledge and this much value to come from a Facebook course.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, I hadn't read it as much as Tim because he had left it on the course itself.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the differentiating factor between us is we give you everything, we teach you how to do it, and we offer service on the back end. I can't tell you how frustrated I am when the only option I have is to email somebody who doesn't get back to me for a month, 2 months, a quarter, or maybe I think they just forgot about me sometimes, but I've sent out countless emails asking for help or support, only to find out that other options are offering more or less just how to set up Facebook. You can get that on our YouTube for free, That's something that we just gave you just cause. And, that's the one thing that we really pride ourselves on is the fact that we are, in fact, completely 100% transparent in giving you everything that we have.
Yeah, in addition to that, touching more on what you're saying with the support, whenever you join the course, you get access to a private Facebook group where we're building a community of agents who are going to be sharing, the strategies that they're seeing success with. So we're creating a community where everyone feeds off of whatever everyone else is doing and feeding off of each other's wins to see more success for everyone. And, you can ask any question that you have. If you get your Facebook account banned, you just throw a question in there and, we'll answer you within a few days or probably a few hours, depending on our schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, depending on what we're up to. But you're going to have all that support on the back end. And as well, we've looked at a lot of these other offers out there, and their success stories are the campaigns that we kill within our own ads.
Yeah.
I've seen them post screenshots of like $15 a lead for a nationwide campaign, and I'm like thinking to myself, I wouldn't even share that
with
at all.
No.
By no means.
Yeah, no, the best player wouldn't sit on the bench in our game.
Right. Exactly.
No, not even a little bit.
Well, good, guys. So tell my audience, those who's interested in learning more, where to go and what specifically to do.
Yeah, so we're going to have a link down below this video. It's going to take you over to a page where you're just going to put in your name and email to show that you're interested in learning more. Then you're going to see a page with a video on it where you can learn more about it, as well as a bunch of different information breaking down everything that we offer within inside the course and kind of giving you a full-on summary of what you're going to get. So you just go through that. And then if you decide to move forward, we look forward to working with you and helping you grow your business and ultimately 10x your profits.
Awesome. Tim and Julian, thank you so much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you, David. Have a good one. We'll talk soon.
Sounds good.